Hey guys, SK here, back with another Clash Royale video. Hope you guys are all doing well. In today's video, we are back on Path of Legends, using 3.0 Xbow Cycle on my other account, going for our Ultimate Champion League again. I actually have not lost a single game in the last week or so, and I actually believe I don't have any losses in this account except for one. I'm not trying to make excuses, but I genuinely did not lose on my own accord. I lost because I was on stream and then I disconnected against someone, and I mean everyone saw it live, so yeah, that was very unfortunate, but I have one loss already. Otherwise though, looking pretty good. So found our first game against Fuego here. Going for Ult Champ, hope I can get a really nice win rate. MC Skelly Barrel plus Miner at the start. I think I'm actually going to go for an Xbow. This is probably going to be either Mortar or Mega Knight bait. And okay, it is Mega Knight, so good to know. So as you guys can see in the first Xbow here, I know he has a Mega Knight now, and there's no point overcommitting to this Mega Knight, because if I did, I would not be able to defend it afterwards. Also going to Ice Spirit to try and clip all the bats. And okay, very beautiful Ice Spirit there. So usually when you go for Xbows near to the start of the game, you don't want to be overcommitting to them very much. If I tried to overcommit to that Mega Knight, I would have probably gotten devoured by the bats, and then stuff would not have looked good. So yeah, pretty much just let it go. Gonna go for Archers on the gang. I could have also gone for a Log, but I think Archers are going to be a bit better, because I can actually counter push with an Xbow. He actually goes for arrows on my Archers, which is interesting, but that is a very big commitment for no reason early on. So I'm going to go for another Xbow, and that's going to be a small Log. He does have Eye Dragon here too, which is kind of unfortunate, because it's going to be a very annoying Xbow counter, but I think I can just counter with Skeletons. So he has arrows, which is actually pretty interesting. I've actually not been playing much at all. Actually feels pretty good to be making a video again, because it's been at least 5 days, I think, since I actually just sat down and recorded again. But yeah, I'm not very in tune with the meta right now. I do think 3.0 is still in a pretty good spot, because obviously Archers were buffed, Knight was buffed, and Log was nerfed, but it should be fine. Gonna try an Ice Spirit to clip all the bats, hopefully, and okay, nice. My Ice Spirit's actually pretty good right now. That's a good feeling. Gonna go for Knight plus Xbow, because he should be kind of low in Elixir after that big commitment. And yeah, I was right. He didn't even have enough for the Mega Knight in time, so that's gonna be a nice connection. Although I did just kind of be very aggressive with my Knight, which means that now I'm gonna have a bit of trouble defending this MK, but it should be good. Gonna Archers on the gang again, and then I can probably just try and kite this Mega Knight towards the middle. I'm actually already back to a Knight, which is pretty nice, so actually not really a big deal. I could also just ignore this Mega Knight in the right, though. I don't think I actually need to Knight, because I can just take that damage. I already have a lot of HP on my right side tower, so there's no real need to just, overcommit. And yeah, I'm fine separating my damage. Just gonna Log this, Knight for the Miner, and then pull the bats into the Tesla, and this game is pretty much wraps now. Very interesting. What I was saying about the meta, though, is because I noticed my opponent has arrows instead of Zap, and this deck, Mega Knight, Miner, Bait, always has Zap, so very interesting. But I think it's because Archers are so broken right now that literally everyone is using them, and that's why people are playing arrows to counter. And I mean, people already played arrows to counter stuff like Archers and Bats, Skarmy, stuff like that, but it's just even more noticeable right now. Also kind of unfortunate, because I mean, Archers being good is obviously good for 3.0, but it's also bad for Xbow, because they're a really good Xbow counter. And I actually already kind of predicted this at the start, because I already don't like Archers countering an Xbow. They're actually very annoying, because if you don't go for a Log on them, then they will devour your Xbow. But now it's even worse, of course, so you kind of need to save Log. But yeah, it will be interesting to see if we go against a bunch of Archers decks today. But yeah, very nice first win against Mega Knight Bait with the arrows in there. Very interesting substitution, but we take that first win. Alright guys, for our next game against P.E.K.K.A, he has Sparky on his profile, so could be a Sparky player, would actually be pretty nice. Gonna go Skeletons first play, very safe starting play. He gives a good luck back, and then he goes for a Skeleton. I'm actually gonna go for an Xbow opposite. I've been changing my playstyle a bit recently, and I've been very aggressive at the start. Okay, he goes for an RG, so when I say very aggressive, I mean just going for Xbows. They go Skelly King in the back, they go Baby Dragon in the back, whatever, 4 Elixir card. I sometimes just feel like going for an Xbow. It does depend on the cycle though, but obviously we do see the RG, so I had to let that go. And it's not always a great play to go Xbow near the start, because you can get punished for sure, but if you do let your Xbow go, then you can usually afford to actually go for the Xbow, and it's actually really nice because you get intel on your opponent's deck. Now I know he's playing RG Skeleton King, probably Lightning or Fireball, one of the two. Actually gonna go for another Xbow, because that's the other benefit of going Xbow early on. You can outcycle their counters, and especially if they have a slower cycle than you, it can go really well. So gonna Log this Tombstone back and hopefully get a small Lock here, and I do. He actually did not get a Skeleton King down in time. Even if he did, I think he misplaced it, because that was actually too low. So that's going to be a huge lock. I'm actually going to go for a Knight in front as well, just to protect this Xbow with everything I have. And, like I always tell you guys, if you have one lock, you should hold on to it for as long as possible, especially in a hard matchup. I feel like I've just enjoyed saying that more often. I actually made an emote called One Lock, just for my channel and stuff, so yeah, just basically true though. That's why I went for the knight. I wanted to maintain that connection for as long as possible, because now I basically already won the game, and that was only really possible because of that really aggressive Xbow I did. I outcycled his RG, and it was just really nice. So yeah, now all I have to really do is defend, and that's kind of how Xbow works. You know, it's not really a deck that you have to keep spamming Xbows and in every single matchup. That's actually how I used to play, and was pretty bad. Also, speaking of pretty bad, those Zappies were really not optimal because I can just fireball them. I really don't know why he did that. Okay, actually, adding on to that, that was a really bad fireball too because I missed a Zappy. I don't even know how I did, but yeah, I had a feeling it was going to go in because, I mean, to be fair, I missed a Zappy, but should still be fine to defend this. Gonna Ice Spirit the RG. Don't think I have to log everything back. That should be a pretty okay defense. I can actually save log for the Skelly King ability if he does choose to go for it. Gonna stack archers here, and yeah, just defend this even. Okay, he does actually have a lightning. I'm just gonna Skellies and then log, and this should be a pretty easy defense actually. Yeah, like really nothing too serious. I can just go for defense Expo now. I know he has lightning and tie lightning placement, and actually because my opponent tried to defend that Expo, I think what he should have done in single, he actually made a big time mistake. He should have just gone for a lightning on the Expo, even if he was low in elixir, just saved up and gone for a lightning. Would have minimized the damage he took, and that's just kind of what I was talking about. You know, Expo is definitely more of a punish deck than just spamming Xbows. Like, I feel like what made me improve the most as an Xbow player was when I actually stopped spamming so many offensive Xbows, and I actually just started, you know, punishing my opponents and waiting for mistakes and then going in, or creating situations where it's possible for them to make mistakes. For example, going for a very aggressive Expo like I did, and then outcycling the RG, and instead of going for lightning, he went for the wrong counter and was able to get a huge lock. But yeah, very nice win against RG Lightning. He's mad. I'm just going to say thanks just for fun. Let's get into the next match. Alright guys, for our next game against Black Game, so let's see what he's going to be running here. Going to give the good luck, and let's try and get some nice games today. Going to Ice Spirit to start things off. So starting plays with 3.0, I pretty much always like to go Ice Spirit first play if I can, but Skeleton is also fine, Log is also fine, and Archers are fine if you have Xbow and Cycle, because you can actually go for an Xbow. And speaking of which, I'm actually just going to go for an Xbow right now because I feel like it. Okay, goes for a Golem. This is like the worst case scenario. You definitely have to let this go ASAP, and this is the Tesla placement you want to use, where you can basically snipe the Golem while it's on your Xbow, but it's low enough to the point that the Golem will still get pulled a bit later on. Okay, goes for a Pump. That is annoying. I'm going to Fireball, but I'm obviously just going to be down one Elixir. I actually don't really like Pump as a card and a concept, like, especially because if you don't have an Earthquake, I think literally any other spell, big spell, is a -1 trade. So, you know, you get spell damage, but at what cost, right? Like, they're just getting a free +1 Elixir. It's kind of bad design in my opinion. But I'm just going to go for a Knight and try and not fall behind too much in Elixir, I guess. But yeah, Golem Pump is going to be interesting. I'm actually going to go for an Expo because he just went Lumberjack plus Phoenix. Shouldn't have too many counters here. Okay, he actually has E-Barb. Speaking of too many counters, he actually has the perfect counter. That's going to complicate things because E-Barbs are actually a really good Expo counter, and I actually usually lose to E-Barbs decks by overcommitting on my Expo, so I'm really trying to learn from that and fix that, because I actually lost to 3 Musketeers quite a few times by going Expo, and then they go E-Barbs, and they have, you know, Heal Spirit, Bar Barrel, all the perfect Expo counters, like Heal Spirit for your Skeleton, so you can actually defend the E-Barbs, and then it just becomes very annoying. So I think when you see E-Barbs in single, you should just really let the Expo go every single time. I'm actually going to go for an Expo right now instead of Fireball the Pump. This is aggressive for sure, but I think it's definitely going to be worth it because I would really like to get a connection. Actually going to Skeletons too. This is super aggressive, but just to stop one more E-Drag chain and make the most of my connection, because I don't know if I'm ever going to get another connection in this matchup, to be honest. So that's, I just would really like to actually. And I'm going to go for Archers, and actually going to try and Knight on this Raging E-Drag. Okay, never mind. That was definitely not going to be the play. I really want to activate King, but obviously that was a good pressure on his end to prevent that. And now I'm going to have to defend a Golem while I'm down like 15 Elixir or however much, because I ignored the entire pump and went in. So this is not going to be fun, but I'm going to try my best. So I'm just trying to stack my Archer same lane always because he doesn't have a big spell. Goes for E-Barbs to the back, and yeah, I'm definitely down like a ton of Elixir. I think I have to get back to, okay, Fireball. I'm probably just going to Fireball that, actually, because those dragons is going to be very hard for me to defend. Going to get back to a second Tesla right here and try and just snipe the E-Drag, and actually does work out. Going to Skeletons too. Back to a second Knight to protect my Tesla, and then I can actually get another Fireball if I need. Definitely to log that Phoenix Egg. And I can actually go for Archers for this Phoenix. It goes for E-Barbs opposite, but I think I can kite them over. And I'm back to another Knight. I think that was 3 Knights in that sequence overall. NATO was not really the right play, and somehow, some way, we defended that huge Golem onslaught. And I'm actually going to go for an Expo right now, because I would like to get a connection. I think he's not back to Golem. Okay, never mind. That was a really bad Expo. This is kind of what I was talking about, you know. Sometimes it's good to go for an Xbow, but a lot of factors go into it, and one of them is definitely your opponent's Elixir, and I thought my opponent did not have enough Elixir for a Golem. I was obviously mistaken, because, yeah, he just got the Golem down, and I'm actually going to go for another Xbow, though, be very aggressive, because I would really like to get a connection right now, and I think he's back to E-Barbs. No, he's not. Okay, I'm going to go for a Knight for the Barbarian. Sadly, I don't have anything in Cycle for the E-Drag, like, to prevent it from, you know, damaging my Xbow, like Skeletons to Stall or Archer's Ice Spirit, whatever. But I'm going to go for another Tesla and then try and actually activate King off this E-Drag if I can. That would be so helpful. We do get the activation. That is huge. And now I am down. Okay, I'm at 7. He went for a Golem and he has a pump. I'm down at least 10 Elixir, if not more. So I'm going to have to defend with my life. And I think for the rest of the game, I'm not going to go for any more Xbows. I think I just have to defend because there's no way I'm going to go in and break through when he's already going the same lane as me. But second Tesla down. I'm going to go for a new pair of Archers as far away from the E-Drag as possible, then actually try and fireball that. I think I would probably actually, yeah, I do need to fireball, wait for the E-Drag, or rather wait for the Phoenix Egg to get like spawned though first, so I can. And okay, goes for another Golem. I'm still down like 5-6 Elixir, but it's better than last time. I think Pump is still gonna give him Elixir as well. Gonna have to defend one more huge Golem push, I think. So okay, this is kind of scary. I think I need to fireball. Honestly, I just need the fireballs, and that's actually a really high value fireball. Back to a second Tesla. And I actually might need a third fireball. Like, this is a lot. Actually back to another fireball, though. So I'm going to go for another fireball, like, fireballing everything. I missed the E-Barbs, though. I missed one of them. But I'm back to a new Tesla as well. So I think I can kite this over. And I think I actually defended. I'm Knight as well. And then I do need to take care of the E-Drag. Gonna Archers off to the side. So E-Drag is, like, one of the most annoying cards to defend with 3.0. Gonna fireball again. As you guys can see, I've just been getting a ton of fireball value every single defense. And that is really all you can do. So the issue with that, though, is that they have Pump in here. Okay, wow, when E-Barb gets closer, I have to make sure I don't choke to that. But the issue with with Fireball, rather, is that they have a Pump, so they just bait out your Fireballs, and then you can't really Fireball on defense because they'll punish you with the Pump. So it's just kind of annoying, but I'm so glad I was able to win that because that is a very annoying matchup with E-Barbs too. Definitely not a good matchup, and I feel like I played that really well, like punished well and defended just very nicely, honestly. So definitely take that. Again, very happy about that win. Okay, if I can just go to the battle log instead of everything else. Because yeah, I feel like that's a really tough matchup, honestly, and even RG Lightning is pretty tough in my opinion. So yeah, we take that. Just going to open my magical chest because I think I've had it open before I even started recording and I just forgot to open it. But let's keep it going. Looking for the next match here. Still no losses. Founder Game against Penguin Wizard. Very interesting name here. Going to give him good luck and see what's up. Going to Ice Spirit. Start things out. No Xbow and Cycle, so I don't think I can really go for my split Archers. I'm just going to cycle back to my Knight for this Ghost. Skeletons in the corner, so they split like that, so I actually take 2 Ghost hits instead of 1. Pretty optimal stuff there. Goes for Fisherman. Okay, I think it's going to be RG again. I'm going to Fireball and actually just miss the the tower, rather. My bad. Okay, goes for Pigs. Oh, so it's going to be Royal Hogs. Okay, that's actually a lot better than RG. So I think this is going to be Giant Skeleton, Royal Hogs, Arrows. Like, this was a deck that was really popular, I think, back in the Champions meta. I actually don't know exactly when, doesn't really matter though, but I remember there was like this one period where people were saying this was the best deck in the game without Champions. It was like, you know, Giant Skeleton, Royal Hogs, Mother Witch, and it was actually, you know, a pretty annoying deck, but I feel like I'm pretty good at the matchup with 3.0 at least, because you basically don't want to go in very often unless they waste a Giant Skeleton or you're up Elixir. So you want to defend, and again, you know, just wait for them to make a mistake or wait for you to have an advantage so you can support yourself going in. Because honestly, Xbow is not a strong card. I'll just be upfront about it. Xbow by itself is a very weak card inherently. Like, it's very weak against spells, any direct damage like miners. It really excels at punishing though, because one connection can really win the whole game sometimes. Actually gonna go for an Xbow right now because he went Giant Skeleton in the back, which should not be in range of my Xbow, I hope. Gonna log this back and then go for an Ice Spirit to cut the Giant Skeleton out of Xbow range. Okay, he did have the wherewithal to go for the Zappies there, so unfortunately that was pretty well played on his end. I think a less experienced player might not have anticipated the Ice Spirit cutting the Giant Skeleton out of range, and then Zappies would not have come down. That would have been a lock. But yeah, well played to my opponent here. And he might be back to Royal Hogs, so I'm just going to hover my Tesla in case he wants to go for them. If not, though, I can just split my Archers, and still just hovering my Tesla in case he ever wants to go for Royal Hogs. Goes for Ghost the back. Okay, so I'm just going to go for a Knight. And like I said, I would like to be aggressive, get a lock, but there's really no need. Like, you really have to be very patient to play this deck through Xbow Cycle, honestly. So I think that's just what I'm going to be trying to do in this match, especially because he has lots of counters. He has the Zappies, he has Giant Skeleton, of course. Oh, there's the Mother Witch. First time he ever played it, I'm actually really surprised, because usually what really annoys me about this deck is Mother Witch, and in general, because you can't really be very liberal with your skeletons. They can always just kind of punish with a Mother Witch. Gonna log plus Ice Spirit for the pigs. Not skeletons because he might go for arrows, but that should be enough to DPS. I'm actually gonna Fireball the Fisherman, maybe catch him off guard, get a small lock. He did go for the Zappies, so again, well played. Like, he's actually predicting these plays, but still, you know, I did get some damage, and that's actually the benefit of going for fireballs like those sometimes, because even if you don't get a single Xbow connection, you do get tower damage nonetheless with the fireball, with the logs, and as you can see, he actually hasn't gotten a single hit on my towers yet, so really nice stuff there. I'm just gonna Tesla in the middle again, and it's time to be defensive again. Okay, that is ridiculous. The giant skeleton just walked way to the other side, so my archers were kind of useless, but thankfully he still went for arrows. Actually, I don't even think he needed to, because they would have done nothing there, but I mean, I'm actually pretty happy about that, because they went to the complete wrong lane. I might be going for pigs, because the giant skeleton bomb is there, being annoying, so yeah, he does. Just going to go back to a second Tesla. Knight as well. I think I have to get back to another log for this gang, plus all the spam, that's fine, and then... Actually, I don't think I took any damage there. Okay, yeah, I didn't take any hits. That was really nice. Just the arrows damage. I'll take, like, one spear, though. Okay, that's a bit annoying, but I don't want to waste my archers on that one spear goblin, so I'll take the damage, whatever. It goes for a giant skeleton again, so I'm just going to Tesla and, you know, rinse and repeat. I'm just playing really passive. I think in triple, he's probably going to start being really aggressive, and I can maybe start punishing then. But until then, I'm just going to bide my time and just chill. Fireball the Zappies, and, like, honestly, if the game continues at this pace, I'm going to win, right? Because he doesn't have any big spells. If I defend perfectly, I can just spell cycle at the very end, and that's just how it can go. Because if I go for an offensive expo right into his counters, it would just be negative value, basically, right? It would not be worth 6 elixir. It would give him more of a counter push than I would want him to get, so that's just why I've been very patient. And defense expo, as you guys can see, is actually getting a lot of value in triple, because he can't do anything about it. So I think I actually go win right now. I have a Tesla up, so these pigs aren't really going to do anything. He goes for a ghost as well. He's being very aggressive, and I can pretty much just probably get a lock right here. Going to log the gang back. Knight as well, and this should definitely be somewhat of a connection. I have 2 expos helping out. Actually going to go for another expo. 3 expos on the board, technically 2 because 1 died, but for a millisecond I had 3, and that's going to be a double lock. Going to fireball log these pigs, and that's going to be a good game because my opponent just can't do anything. So as you guys can see, that's a perfect example of how you want to play this deck. You want to play very patiently and punish at the right time, build an advantage, and get a huge lock. That was wonderful. Let's get into the next match. Alright guys, found our game against a Japanese player here. Let's see who's going to be running. Ice Spirit to start things out, as always. I love Ice Spirit, by the way. I always get comments about, you know, E-Spirit or Ice Spirit. I think it's honestly personal preference. Like, you can... E-Spirit's way easier to use, I will say that. But you can really do whatever. But I do think... Okay, he goes for an Earthquake. Wow, I'm going to go for an Xbow because that's a very aggressive Earthquake. Giant Skeleton, Ice Spirit. This looks really bad because after seeing Giant Skeleton, Ice Spirit, and Earthquake, that's already just, you know, kind of demoralizing. Like, he has... Fast Cycle, he has Giant Skeleton, and he has the Earthquake. But I'm going to commit everything to this Expo because Earthquake's out of cycle. And, I mean, single Elixir is a huge time to shine for Expo decks. So, yeah, that's just going to be a lock. Very nice. And I'm not sure what he's doing. Okay, goes for Hog, going to Tesla ASAP. I usually never recommend going for a Tesla at the bridge against stuff like this. But in this case, it's warranted because... Again, the one lock principle. I'm trying to maintain my lock for as long as possible, especially against a hard matchup. And this is Giant Skeleton Hog EQ, a very hard matchup. So the fact that I was able to get a lock just because he kind of haphazardly cycled an Earthquake is perfect, because now I can pretty much just... I mean, I don't want to say it, like, I think people will get kind of upset if I just say, oh, you just defend for the whole game and then spell cycle at the end, but it's kind of true. Like, I punished at the start, I got a lock, and I can, if I really wanted to, I could just defend the whole game right now and probably win. So, especially in a hard matchup like this, though, that's a really good mentality to have and a really good situation to have. Like, this early lead is everything because this is just going to be kind of tough. Goes for a Queen. Okay, so actually I've not really seen much Archer Queen at all recently. I don't know about you guys, but ever since the nerf, I think she's still a pretty good card, but I just have not seen her. To be fair, I have not even really played much. Like, I've barely been playing. I really would like to make more videos and stuff. I'm going to try my best, but yeah, I really have not seen much Queen at all. I did not think that nerf would be that huge, but goes for a cannon too. Very aggressive cannon. Going to go for an Expo. I think I don't need to commit to that Hog. Should be... Okay, take 1 hit. That's a bit annoying, but okay, I'm going to try and get another connection here because he did just go for a pretty aggressive cannon on my Tesla, but yeah, I think he's going to get bailed out by double Elixir, unfortunately, so yeah, that's going to be a bit unfortunate. I'm not going to get the connection I wanted, but it's fine. You also have to definitely know when to let Expos go and just, you know, accept that, okay, you're not going to get the punish this time around, you just have to chill. So yeah, I'm just gonna chill out right now. Gonna Tesla. Okay, misplaced my Tesla by 1 was not the anti-EQ placement. Sometimes it's kind of hard to place your Tesla perfectly, but for me it's mostly muscle memory. Gonna go for an Expo, and okay, actually just looking back, like ASAP, or I mean right away in the moment, I should have logged those goblins and hogs, because yeah, this Expo is mostly just to force out like the Earthquake and the Giant Skeleton, but Obviously, I'm not going to get any connections because he has too many counters to the Xbow, right? He has the Earthquake, he has the Giant Skeleton, he has the Queen, but it just kind of sucks because I really would like to get a connection, but it's just really hard to punish in a matchup like this. So I think Fireball Cycle is actually going to be the way to go. And I mean, looking back, I should have logged that Hog plus Goblins push because I want to minimize damage. Okay, he goes for a Cannon. I actually have to be kind of careful here because he might go for a Hog. And knowing that my Tesla is about to die, yeah, he's definitely going to go back for a Hog, so I'm going to get back to another Tesla. This is the benefit of pre-cycling a Tesla, by the way. You can always get back to another one. Just have to be prepared for what they can do. And it actually goes for Earthquake in my opposite lane, which is perfect. Like, that's what I wanted. Gonna go for next. He actually predicts me, which is kind of well played, but gonna log, maybe catch him off guard. And okay, he was not ready for that log, as you guys can see. That's the play I love to make, last second log. And that's gonna be GG. So against Hog EQ, Giant Skeleton, very hard matchup. Really, really nice, though. I think I made like one mistake, which was over-committing on that Xbow and under-defending that Hog push, but otherwise I think I played really well. And that's just how you want to deal with that matchup. So yeah, really nice stuff against a pretty difficult matchup right there. Alright guys, so we found our next game against MJ here. Gonna see what he's gonna be running, getting him the good luck. We are 2 steps away from Ultimate Champion right now, so hopefully I can get it done. We see the Mighty Miner, so just gonna log. Actually, I've seen a fair amount of Mighty Miner recently. I think Mighty Miner Mortar and Mighty Miner Miner Poison are the 2 main ones. That we actually see the Mighty... we actually see the Miner, rather. This is like a tongue twister, but like Miner everywhere. But yeah, we do see the arrows too. Gonna Knight and Xbow, because that's actually a very aggressive pair of arrows. And he should be kind of low on Elixir after that. Okay, he goes for the Phoenix. Gonna Ice Spirit for the Phoenix. Hold it in place and just get this connection. Flying Machine. Okay, I think I'm gonna let this go probably, and then maybe go for like a Fireball. Actually gonna go Skeletons though, just to maintain this luck for a bit longer. And then I can probably just Fireball everything. He might go for a Miner with this push based on the Phoenix Egg, and he does, but I can just log. So I'm gonna Fireball, make sure I hit the Flying Machine too. Then log killing Phoenix Egg rather is so useful right now because you can really just defend it very easily. I remember when it wasn't a thing, and then sometimes you would log, and the Phoenix was like right at the top of the map, so your tower would take longer to hit it with the arrow. And it would respawn like even if your tower was targeting it. That was like the most annoying thing. Like Phoenix was so unbelievably broken on release, but now, at least for Xbow, I feel like it's very manageable. I know lots of people still complain about Phoenix. I think, you know, mostly beatdown decks or maybe decks that have trouble defending against the Phoenix. Okay, this is really bad. I meant to go for an Xbow, but I just finger slipped Archers, and that is terrible because he's playing Lava Hound, and I just wasted one of my main Lava Hound counters. Okay, this is really bad. I'm gonna have to defend this perfectly because I just wasted Archers. Like, that is so bad. Okay, I'm gonna Fireball the Flying Machine ASAP, protect my Tesla, then Skeletons, and I think what I want to do is kite these Lava Pups opposite lane if I can. Really bad Mighty Miner ability, actually, because that didn't really accomplish anything, and I was actually planning to kite stuff opposite anyway, so he actually went opposite for me. He kited himself opposite lane with that Mighty Miner, so I'm grateful for that, I guess. But yeah, that was really dicey. The wasted Archers were terrible, but I'm glad I survived, I guess. Wow. Goes for, okay, Balloon. He actually had Balloon the whole time. Gonna go for a Tesla. Archers 2 just to stack, and then this should defend the Balloon pretty well. And I can probably go for an Xbow right now because he just wasted his Balloon, like one of his biggest Xbow counters. Tombstone just gonna log it off, and this should be a connection because I don't think he's back to Mighty Miner. Even if he was, it would probably die to the Archers, and he goes for a Lava the back, so now all I really have to do is defend. And I'm pretty confident, like, Lava Hound is probably one of my best matchups, I think, because I've practiced so much, and I really know what to do in these matchups. And I don't want to say that and then choke the whole game away, but I'm actually pretty confident against Lava Hound. So it should be fine. Gonna Fireball early. I can get back to a new Fireball later. It's double Elixir, so Elixir flows pretty fast. Actually gonna Ice Spirit Skeletons on the Mighty Miner. Keep the Mighty Miner there. Hold my Knight in place there as well. Back to a new pair of Archers, and like I said, I'm already back to a Fireball if I need it. I don't even need it, but if I did, I was already back. That's why I Fireballed early. In single, though, you want to Fireball kind of late, I guess, and not really go for that aggressive Fireballs early on, because when the Lava Pups pop, yeah, you just want to defend it. He's spamming a lot of emotes, so I'm just going to say thanks. Like, I usually don't BM a lot of people unless I'm really tilted, but if they start BMing first, I'm not really afraid, I guess. But yeah, we are 1 step away from Ultimate Champion now, guys. Let's get it. Found our game against Player77. Let's see what he's going to be running. Going to give him the good luck, and let's get a nice win here for Ultimate Champion. I'm hoping I can get it. So Princess first play. Okay, that is pretty annoying. Gonna Knight the bridge ASAP. So maybe Log Bait, maybe Hog Princess, maybe Royal Hogs. Okay, Ice Golem 2. I think it's gonna be Royal Hogs, which should be kind of annoying actually, because I don't really like this matchup, honestly. So he has mini P.E.K.K.A, Goblin Gang, if it's the deck I'm thinking of. Gonna go for an Xbow right now. Let's see. He goes for Royal Hogs. Actually messed up. Oh, he actually did not mess up. Okay. He went for Royal Hogs and they jumped the bridge, but he was actually really smart because he went for mini P.E.K.K.A ASAP. If you didn't go for that mini P.E.K.K.A, that would have been Xbow connection. I hope this is still a small Xbow connection. It is, but okay, that was not worth it because he got more damage than me. So that was just really, I think, maybe I committed too much to my Xbow and not enough on defending. Like, see, this is the kind of balance you have to strike when you're playing Xbow. You have to know exactly how much to defend your Xbows by and how much to defend their pushes with. Or I mean, how much you want to defend your Xbows with and, like, how much you want to spend on their pushes, you know, if that makes sense. Okay, goes for a log, or goes for a fireball. I know he's gang, so I'm going to hover my log. I'm going to log the gang right away. That should be a small log, but unfortunately it's same lane, so maybe not as valuable. Maybe I should have gone opposite lane, actually, but we do get a small connection at least, and since he has Princess in this deck, I really hate Princess the Bridge. It's like one of the most annoying plays in the game, at least for me, because, I mean, when you're playing Xbow, Princess doesn't get too much value against, like, your Xbows, obviously, and against your other stuff, so Princess the Bridge is usually the best use case against Xbow for Princess decks, and then they can just really be annoying and get a lot of damage if you don't catch them, so I'm going to try and count his cycle and make sure when he has Princess in cycle, I try and catch the Princess at the bridge because I do not want to take so much damage there. Anyways, going to go for an Xbow. Going to log the Princess right away. He could go for a gang right now, honestly, because I just used my log and he does. Yeah, I maybe should have predicted with the Knight, but I didn't have enough Elixir to feel confident about it, so it's fine. Going to Skeleton just to mitigate some damage, and then heading into double, not really the start I was looking for in this game, to be honest. Like, lots of Princess at the bridge damage, and then one kind of failed Xbow push, but still, you know, we keep going. Gonna Archers, Tesla as well, and then this should be an okay defense. Goes for log, so I can actually probably Xbow, because that was a relatively aggressive log, considering it didn't really do anything. Gonna go for an Xbow right here, Ice Golem. I'm actually gonna fireball the Ice Golem out of range, try and do a really nice play to retarget, and I do actually get the retarget off. Gonna log as well, really hoping to get a connection, and nice, that was a really nice play. As you guys can see, that fireball is such a fun play. I love to make it, even though it's not really viable anymore because they nerfed the fireball knockback. So, like, I think a long time ago, maybe like 7 months ago or so, or actually no, even longer, right? I think it was sometime around summer last year, though, 2022, they nerfed fireball knockback by like 44%, which is very significant, and it was obviously very bad for plays like those, plays I love to make, very fun plays where you fireball their stuff out of range, they would not expect it, and then you can get an Xbow connection. But yeah, gonna Tesla to kite these pigs out of Xbow range. Skeleton for the mini P.E.K.K.A. He does go for logs, have to let the Xbow go. Gonna log the pigs, and then this should be a pretty okay situation. I actually did get a nice connection. Gonna hover my, actually gonna Knight the middle. Yeah, I was gonna Archers, but didn't make sense. Knight instead. I did catch the Princess. Let's go. So really nice. As I said, I'm gonna try and count his cycle and make sure I can catch the Princess at the bridge because I never want to take more Princess at the bridge damage. It's a very annoying play. Gonna Ice Spirit for the pigs and then Skeletons too. I think I don't need to log. Maybe I should, but I'd rather not. Actually, okay, I really should have logged because that's just a bunch of unnecessary damage in the left. But at least I have log and cycle for my offense now. So gonna go for an Xbow right here. He fireballs and goes for the Ice Golem. That's actually pretty good because I just baited out a fireball in the lane he doesn't really want to go for, so I'm honestly happy with this as it is, but just going to defend this Xbow lightly, and I can actually go for another Xbow if I want to. Okay, I'm going to Archers in the middle because Princess the Bridge. Nice, as I said. I need to make sure I catch it. Okay, really aggressive fireball on what I assume was meant to be the Tesla, but didn't even pop up, so that was a really aggressive fireball. Definitely an Xbow to punish that. But yeah, I'm really happy, actually. I'm catching the Princess at the bridge. Something you have to do against Princess decks. You have to either count their cycle or just have a general idea of when they're back to Princess and just log, or rather catch the Princess, because you cannot afford to take that damage. You just cannot. I'm going to go for a Tesla in the middle. We actually get a small lock there, not bad. Going to keep pressuring at this point. Like, it's triple. I can keep going in. Xbows actually get a lot of value in triple because Elixir flow is faster, so even though Xbow itself is quite weak in terms of its lifetime, triple Elixir is only 1 minute, so actually, like, I don't know if this makes sense, but that's basically how I think about it. Like, Xbows and triple go kind of crazy, depending on the matchup, though. But yeah, same as that match against the other Royal Hogs deck, the Giant Skeleton one. The defense of Xbow went crazy, then I was just able to get a constant offensive initiative and just really, you know, went in. Gonna Ice Spirit again, caught the Princess once more. I'm 3 for 3 on Princess catches, and that feels so nice, and goes for a real aggressive play, but my Knight gets a lot of damage too, so that's going to be GG. Very nice win. Was not happy with the start, but I think I kind of controlled the game very well at the end and played really nicely, so really, really happy with this game and really happy with my gameplay today, honestly. That's going to be Ultimate Champion, guys. I did unfortunately lose one more game on the way up, so I don't think I got my win rate I was looking for. Let's see. Okay, 98%. I mean, I should obviously be really happy about this, but I really wanted to get like 99 or even 100 because I've already got 98 before, and I want to improve. So yeah, you know, not. I mean, it's really good. I'm happy. I'm proud of it, but I would love to do even better. I'm just kind of a perfectionist sometimes. So yeah, I guess next season I will try. We'll see though. But yeah, that's gonna put me at top 3K in the world. I guess I can show you guys the loss I had. Yeah, top 3K, not bad. I definitely have to play more ladder though. But yeah, I lost to a very annoying RG deck. I think I played badly though. It was honestly my fault. But yeah, only 2 losses overall. 1 is a disconnect, so very happy. That's going to be it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.